Good morning. Let's see if we've got this thing moving here. Can you guys hear me? Is this good? Usually I don't need a microphone, but today I'm not in this area. We are so glad that you're here with us today. Welcome to Wallace State Community College, Alabama's premier two-year institute. I am Leah Boland. I'm the interim president of the Coleman Area Chamber of Commerce, and it is my honor to serve as your MC for this announcement today. At this time, I would like to ask Ricky Kretz, who is the immediate past chair of the Coleman Area Chamber of Commerce, to provide our invocation.
Let us pray. Almighty God, our Father, everything exists because of you. Help us to remember that we are Alabamians and Americans, united not by race or religion or political party, but by our desire to work together toward the common good of all. Help all our community leaders and the citizens of Coleman County to join together and work for not only a stable and prosperous community, but for a community that places character and values and family first in their lives. Be with us today as we celebrate another new partner to our community and grant safe travel for all when they leave here today. Keep us ever mindful that it is you who bestows these blessings upon us, and let us always be a people thankful for your many blessings. We ask this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Mr. Kretz. Well, we are thrilled that each of you are here with us today. Now, before I get started, I would like to introduce a few of our special guests. Here to my immediate left, we have Governor Robert Bentley. Out somewhere here we have Jennifer Butler Taylor. She is representing Congressman Adderholt in our Coleman office. Lance Self, President of Zero RPM. State Senator Paul Bussman. State Representative Jeremy Oden. And representing the Coleman County Commission's office, we have Chairman James Graves and Commissioners Stanley Yarborough and Darrell Hicks. The Honorable Kenneth Nail, Mayor for the City of Hanceville. The Honorable Max Townsend, Mayor for the City of Coleman. Mike Rainey, Sheriff of Coleman County. Bonnie Durham, Alabama's Appalachian Regional Commission Representative. Karen Clifton, representing Jim Byard, who is representing the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs. Ronnie Smith, Assistant Director of AIDT. Warren Hicks and Mr. Jason Harper of Tennessee Valley Authority. And Mr. Jason Wright, Project Manager with North Alabama Industrial Association. Thank you for being here with us today. Now, events like today don't just happen, especially in volatile times as we're seeing here with our economy. Events like today happen because of the hard work and effort put forth by many individuals, both locally and around the state, in a partnership to help companies find the best possible locations. That spirit of partnership is alive and well in Coleman here at Wallace State. At this time, I would like to ask Dr. Vicki Halsey, President of Wallace State Community College, to come forward for our announcement. Dr. Halsey.
Thank you, Leah. And on behalf of the students, the faculty, and staff of Wallace State Community College, we welcome you to our campus for this most important and exciting day. We must ask that you pardon our progress. The April 27 tornado left us with 32 damaged buildings, 5 missing roofs, and a great deal of humility and thankfulness. The extensive $12 million in renovations and repairs are still underway, along with the construction of our new School of Nursing, Simulation Center, and Center for Science, as well as campus sidewalk and landscaping beautification DOT projects. Renovation and construction make things just a little messy around here. For several years now, Wallace State has envisioned the development of a business incubator in our community. But proration became a reality. Federal and state funds disappeared, and we had simply been unable to secure adequate funding to realize this vision. Several months ago, however, we were approached by the Appalachian Regional Commission to explore ideas and opportunities for a project to advance sustainability and a green economic development in the Appalachian region. It was serendipity, to say the least. The Wallace State team did what we do best, and that was to think tank these ideas into a potentially fundable scenario. We built on our successes with our lead green construction training zero energy demonstration home, and we presented our proposal to the Appalachian Regional Commission for our green incubator. They liked it, and subsequently ARC and Governor Bentley provided a seed grant for Wallace State to further develop the plan and the architectural drawings to enable us to approach potential funders. When I was approached by the City of Coleman Economic Development Agency about a potential incubator project, we welcomed the opportunity to leverage Wallace State's resources even before our green incubator idea became a physical reality. When we met with the staff of this entrepreneurial venture, we were incredibly excited about the dramatic potential inherent in this project to impact not only Alabama's automotive sector, but also the energy sector. We were especially pleased that this project aligned perfectly with Governor Bentley's plan to accelerate Alabama's economy by igniting innovation and developing jobs in specific industry sectors, and because it would advance Wallace State's goal to contribute to the development of the Southern Green Energy Corridor, just as we have to Alabama's Southern Automotive Corridor. Successful economic development projects require a great deal of flexibility, creativity, resource leveraging, commitment, and synergy among partners who have the ability to be nimble and responsive. We are fortunate to enjoy that here in Coleman County. Today, Wallace State enjoys the prestigious recognition as one of the top 120 community colleges in America. We are also ranked among the top 50 associate degree producers in health professions in this nation's 1,200 community colleges. And this college is the pace setter because of the support of our community. I especially want to recognize Mayor Townsend of the City of Coleman, the Coleman City Council, the City of Coleman Economic Development Agency, Bonnie Durham and the Appalachian Regional Commission, and our legislative delegation, Senator Paul Bussman, Representative Jeremy Oden, and Representative Mac Buttram, each of whom have been instrumental in supporting Wallace State and promoting the success of this important venture. Great things happen when synergy exists between public officials and government agencies, community colleges, and the communities we serve, and that synergy is evident here. I personally extend our sincere gratitude to Governor Bentley for recognizing the importance of Alabama's community colleges in economic and workforce development and job creation. Governor Bentley's strong support of the role of Wallace State in igniting innovation, such as zero RPM, through his Accelerate Alabama plan, underscores the importance of partnerships to leverage scarce resources in order to promote a better quality of life for the people of Alabama. Thank you, Governor Bentley. It is my pleasure, honor, and privilege now to introduce the CEO of our first incubator tenant, Zero RPM. Pardon my pride, but the most important fact for you on my behalf is that he's a Wallace State alumnus of our electronics program. And 6 of his team members are Wallace State alums. Lance Self is CEO of Zero RPM, and after attending Wallace State, he continued his education at Athens State and the University of Alabama at Huntsville. He is intense, driven, resourceful, and focused, which will ensure the success of Zero RPM. Lance will introduce his partners and team members to you, but please join me in giving a warm welcome to Lance Self of Zero RPM.
Good morning, and thank you guys for being here. I always hate to go after Dr. Halsey because she's so professional and polished. It's really difficult act to follow, as they say. But I want to start this morning by thanking the most important person in this project, and that's God. Through him, all things are possible. Next, I would like to thank, Governor Bentley. His team has supported us in ways that we never thought possible. They have been amazing. He's a real guy that you can talk to, and I have been very, very excited about working with his team. We would also like to say a special thanks to the Wallace State staff, and particularly Dr. Halsey and her two assistants. They have supported us with everything we need on this campus to be successful. One day we were looking for a climate chamber, and they were looking at building one. We were riding around the campus with Dr. Halsey and Suzanne. We just happened to drive by a little building that had these two huge cooling units out behind it. And I said, "What is that? That has to be something really cold." And they said, "Yeah, that's what we use to germinate our plants in the wintertime." And as things worked out, it's empty through the summer, so we were able to use their climate chamber to test our product. So it's just a lot of little things like that that has been an amazing benefit for us. Next, I'd like to thank the Coleman Industrial Development Board. When you talk about intense, those guys are intense. And it has been a pleasure to work with them, and it is obvious to me now why Coleman has so many new industries, because these guys are amazing, tireless workers who know how to get things done. Next, I'd like to thank our local delegation, our state representatives. A special thanks to Senator Paul Bussman. He has been truly a friend and a partner in this. He has set up meetings with the Southern companies. He set up the meeting with Governor Bentley. He has really been a great resource for Zero RPM through this process. And I've never been involved in politics very much before with any politicians, but my experience with the Alabama group has been amazing, far beyond our expectations. So the key to any product or company becoming successful is finding great partners. And several months ago, when we started moving from a R&D company to a production company, we started looking for partners, and we had a lot of opportunities to work with different companies around the United States, really. But we have decided to work with Hired Hand Technologies, HH Technologies in Bremen, and Cobra Metals out in Bremen. They will be providing the metal products, and HH Technologies is our contract manufacturer that will be providing all of the manufacturing technology, and where a lot of the jobs we're going to talk about in a few minutes will be created. People's Bank has been a great partner for us in creating our business plan and helping provide seed capital. And a combination of all the tireless effort of these people and our great Zero RPM team sitting over here in the black shirts, if you guys would give them a hand, because they've worked around the clock some days to make this happen. Through all the people sitting behind me and this group sitting over here's tireless efforts, Coleman will be getting 54 new jobs in the short term, and we hope a whole lot more than that in the long term through our partners. So we really appreciate all your support and your efforts. So now that we've kind of gotten to the point where we have a team together that can get this done and take this idea from a few guys and make it a reality in the market, the next step was to find some partners. And through Fleet Safety, an upfitter and distributor of police products here in Alabama and a couple other states, and through Garber Auto Mall down in Florida, we have been able to work with 4 police departments. The Coleman City Police Department, the Alabama State Troopers, the Hoover City Police Department, and the Florida State Highway Patrol are all currently testing our units in their vehicles. And they are the first in the country to utilize this new green technology. So now let me talk about the project. And I was warned before this point because I have been known to talk for a long time about this project because I'm very passionate about it and sometimes I get very technical. So I'm going to try to keep it brief and high level for your benefit. What I'd like to talk about is what's called idle mitigation technology. Police cars and many vehicles, if you think about it, sit idle many hours out of the day. So if you take an average police officer, we've been able to, through our research, determine that most police cars idle around 4 to 6 hours a day. And during that idle time, they're having to power their laptop, their radar gun, their cameras, the lights in the car, breathalyzers. There's all kinds of technology in modern police cars that have to be powered, and if they turn the engine off, within just a matter of minutes, the batteries go dead because it pulls a tremendous amount of current. What our idle mitigation system does is it allows that police officer to experience life in that vehicle as if the engine were running with the engine not running. And you're probably asking yourself, like everyone we've made that statement to, how in the world did they do that? And basically how we do that is through some state-of-the-art technology that fits into a small box either in the trunk or in the back of a Chevy Tahoe or an SUV that has some batteries in it. It has some other technology, a couple computers, all linked together, provide the power for the vehicle, and it also connects in seamlessly with the vehicle's computer and its HVAC system. So what we have done is created the first idle mitigation system that interfaces with the car's climate control system so that an officer can't tell if his car is running. The name 0 RPM actually came from that kind of comical scenario where during testing we would put people in the car and they would go to put it in park and the engine wasn't running. The RPM gauge was on 0, therefore the name 0 RPM. Basically what happens is they put the car into the run position and our unit knows to take over and run the car. And then once they're ready to go, all they do is simply hit the ignition switch and the car starts and they're able to take off. And this system will last, the base model lasts around 3 to 4 hours. There's other models that will last longer if necessary. So what I'd like to do now is roll a video that will give you a brief demonstration of the product. RPM gauge, you can see that it's on 0 RPM. If you look over at the controls on the car, you can see that they're all lit up and working. The key is in the ACC position. So I will currently be a police officer sitting on the side of the road running the radar or working the race. You can see the air temperature coming out is bouncing around 32 to 34 degrees Fahrenheit, which is several degrees cooler than the car would be at idle. You look up here at the screen, you can see we're running at about 26 volts. We're consuming about 26 amps, and our capacity on our batteries is about 96%. So if you look out here at the control, the cool thing about Dynamex 100 is right now the vehicle is being powered off by our units. And I'm able to change my air balance, I'm able to pick where the blower is going, I'm able to turn the compressor on and off, and I'm able to change the blower speed all of this car will run. So basically, from the police officer's perspective, he's able to use the vehicle within the ACC position exactly like it would be when it's running. Now, if this were a police car and had lights and sirens and all the radio and laptop and all those things, those would also be powered off by our unit. So that the car would only be powering the clock, the time does reset every time we switch from the unit to the car unit, which is being powered the car off and on anyway. So a couple key things, whenever you turn to the off position, the unit will go off, but what I'm going to show you now is probably one of the coolest features of the Dynamex 100, which is one of the complaints that police officers have. They have this huge console that fits here in the middle of the car.
And every time they want to do something, they have to remember all the buttons they have to push to make things go on and off. One of the cool features now in X100 is it's talking to the car's computer, so that when it's time for the police officer to take off, all he does is simply start the car.
Okay, so through this patent-protected technology, we're able to save fuel, we're able to protect the environment, and in most cases, we're able to improve the comfort of the officer in the vehicle. Because you have to consider, with an engine running, let's take one of my trooper friends was telling me that when they work Talladega races, they have to open the hood on their car because the engine gets so hot that the car starts to overheat. And when officers are sitting there on the side of the road, all that heat coming out from underneath the car, you can see it just looks like fumes boiling out, which is heating the inside of the car and the floorboard of the car that makes it uncomfortable on the officer. And probably you guys have noticed before in your own car that whenever you're idling, the air is not near as cold as it is when you're going down the road. So with our system, we save fuel, we protect the environment, and we often improve the comfort of the officer in the cabin of the vehicle. Now, those 4 police forces that I mentioned earlier, the city of Coleman has about 50 patrol cars that are potential to use this product. The city of Hoover has about 110. The Alabama State Troopers has somewhere around 275. And the Florida market, including Florida State Highway Patrol and a few other locations that we're targeting for testing, represents about 800 vehicles. All total, these 1,200 vehicles will save over $5 million in fuel cost and will reduce 30 million pounds of CO2 being emitted into the atmosphere. Again, just for clarification, that's $5 million and 30 million pounds of CO2 emitted into the atmosphere. And that's from only 1,200 cars in a medium-sized town like Coleman, a larger town like Hoover, and a couple of state police departments. So you can imagine what it would do for the environment and for the governments of America if this product were adopted into all police vehicles nationwide. Now, I'd like to conclude by thanking everyone for attending today. We have demo units out front. The units that I just spoke of are out there. You guys are welcome to go look at them. If you do nothing else, just stick your head in and feel the cold air coming out and look at the RPM gauge to see that what I'm telling you is really true, because most folks don't believe us until they actually sit in the car. So I encourage you to go do that. We thank you very much for being here, and I encourage you to check us out at zerorpm.com on the web. Thank you.
Thank you, Lance. We appreciate that information. I wanted to remind everyone, Lance is a graduate from a Wallace State. So is that good? Is that what you wanted me to say, Dr. Halsey? And so am I. Thank you, Lance. That's exciting news. It's tremendous for so many of us. It's tremendous opportunity for you and your company, and it's also an opportunity for Wallace State and an opportunity for our community here, so we're very excited about that. Now, we are honored that Governor Bentley could join us today. Governor Bentley was elected the 53rd governor of the state of Alabama on the promise to put Alabamians back to work. Since that time, we have seen nearly 24,000 new and future jobs announced for Alabama. Governor Bentley also promised the people he would not accept a salary until the state reached full employment. Well, Governor, we want you to know that Coleman is hard at work to get you a salary. Please join me in welcoming Governor Robert Bentley to the podium.
Well, good morning, and this is a pleasure to be here at Wallace State Community College. Dr. Halsey, all the kind people that I've already met, all of you, thank you for allowing me to come and really talk about something that's so important, because it is so exciting for me to put plans together when you come into office and to see the results of those plans. Because, you know, we politicians do a lot of talking. You know that. but what we like to see are some real results. When I came into office in 2011, I had been campaigning for 18 months before that time, and I noticed that everyone across the state had an economic development team. We were actually doing a fairly good job at that time, but there was not as much organizational structure as I really wanted to see as far as the state was concerned in trying to create jobs. So I created what was called Alabama Economic Development Alliance, and we worked with the two-year college systems. We worked with our marketing partners and with AIDT and ADO, which is now the Department of Commerce. We worked with everyone, and everyone knew what their role was in economic development in the state. Out of that alliance that we created a 5-year plan for this state, and we call that Accelerate Alabama. And I know all these things sound good, but it concentrates basically on 11 industries, manufacturing industries, that we're trying to bring into Alabama. And of course, you know that just recently we announced Airbus down in Mobile, which is very significant. That was one of the ones that was one of the 11 industries that we did not have in this state, and we worked very hard over the last 18 months to recruit the commercial side of that, and we were able to get them to come to Mobile. But out of Accelerate Alabama, there are three categories that we look at. Number one is the recruitment of industry. And these major industries that we're able to announce, I mean, it's always nice to do that, and it sounds good, and it's very important for the areas where we announce them. But the recruitment of industries into Alabama was number one, but the retention of industries that we have in this state, the jobs that are already here, the companies that are already here, we want to do everything that we can to retain them and to help them through ATN, which is housed here on this campus, and through many other ways that we can help retain jobs that are already here. But the third part today is the best example of the third part of that plan that we have had thus far in the state of Alabama. And that's something that we call renewal. Now, I know renewal is just starts with an R, so it rhymes with the other two. But let me tell you what renewal really means. It really means entrepreneurship and innovation. And it means someone like Lance and his team that came up with an idea. And that idea was planted, fertilized here on an incubator program, and that product that came out of those ideas now will develop into a company which will hire people. Now that is what we're trying to do. That is the simple way to look at innovation and entrepreneurship. One of the things that we did in the state last year, Senator Busman, Representative Oden, Representative Buttram, they were a strong part of this as far as creating our education appropriations. One of the things that we did, we put $10 million last year into the Innovation Fund. Now, that was cut down some. We didn't have quite that much. We did the same thing this year by putting money, innovation money, into the budget. That's where this innovation needs to go, is to places exactly like this. And we've worked now with our Department of Commerce to make sure that they understand that we didn't mean just places like research institutions, but we meant our two-year college systems. And isn't it interesting that the first example of what I've been trying to do for the last 2 years, the first example came from Wallace State. We have a lot of bright minds in this state. You know, you don't have to be a researcher to come up with great ideas. I mean, this idea that y'all have come with, that Lance and his team has come up with, this will save millions of dollars in not only our state, but states across the country. and it will clean up our air, and the things that we really want to do. But it's a great idea, and these are the types of things that we want to see, because Alabama, the people in Alabama, not only are the hardest working people in the world, because I've been all over the world, and I've seen how hard people work, and they work harder here than anywhere. But not only that, we have people who can come up with great ideas like this. And I am so proud to be here today and be a part of this announcement, because it, as I say, it shows where we have put ideas into place, but those ideas now become a reality. So Lance, thank you and your team. Dr. Halsey, thank you for what you do and this great school here. And I just want to say I am proud to be with you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Bentley, for taking time out of your busy schedule today to be here with us. Now, we are honored also today to have Senator Paul Bussman representing the Coleman delegation, and we are truly fortunate to have such outstanding representation for our community and our state. If you would come up to the podium, Senator.
Thank you very much. I bring greetings and tremendous excitement from the Alabama delegation for Coleman County. That's myself, Representative Oden, Representative Buttram, and Representative Henry. We're very excited about this program. We're very excited about the things that are going on in Coleman. We're very excited about the things that are going on in Wallace Community College. I want to also express my sincere gratitude to Governor Bentley. Governor Bentley has been on a feverish traveling tour for the last month. And just recently, with the ink still wet on the Airbus deal, he is willing to come to Coleman and announce this company and this incubator program. And I think that means a lot to the people of Coleman. And Governor Bentley, I appreciate that very much. As he said, the Airbuses are great and wonderful for the state, but we also have a tremendous number of small businesses and new businesses that are trying to form that will make up the vast majority of the economic improvement in the state, in this country. All over Alabama, in garages, in barns, in living rooms, there are people coming up with ideas that will make Alabama and America a better place. These people are way above my pay scale in intelligence and way above my pay scale in energy and willingness to sacrifice to make that product what it is. And I think we've seen this as a very good example of zero RPM. There are people that have put in many hours. There are people that have put in financial interests to make this happen. And as a government agency or as a government legislator, it's my responsibility to open doors for people like this. And if we can open those doors, make it easier for them, then we need to get out of the way and let them go. These companies will bring Alabama back, and these companies will bring America back. And I'm very excited about this company. I'm also very excited about the Wallace State Community College involvement. Without that, I don't think that they would be where they are today. And President Halsey, I appreciate your efforts in that area. Let me explain just a little bit. If many of you came through Coleman to come here today, you saw the state trooper on the side of the road where they're doing construction. He's idle. He's burning fuel. He's burning the car up. Idling is the worst thing for an engine, is sitting and idling. He's going to be there all day. What zero RPM has produced is a product that will turn that car off and will protect the engine, will protect the environment. And I cannot believe it has taken us this long to figure this out. Very excited that it is. As soon as the research and development is done and production starts, we hope to get one of these units in Governor Bentley's car. And then as soon as Governor Bentley is comfortable with it, we would like to get one in Mayor Bloomberg's car. If any of y'all have seen, Mayor Bloomberg has his version of 0 RPM, which is a air conditioning unit for a house that is rolled up on a computer cart with plugs in by extension cords and is stuffed in the window of his SUV. That's New York's idea of technology. I can assure you, Alabama's technology will far exceed that any day. We're very excited. The legislative delegation is very excited. I appreciate the members of 0 RPM and the staff. Many of you have sacrificed a tremendous amount to get us here, and we appreciate it. We look forward to continuing to work with you. We look forward to an announcement for manufacturing jobs in the near future, and we look forward to Governor Bentley getting a salary again. Thank you very much.
I'm with Senator Bussman. I think I want one for my car as I'm sitting working in my laptop to get a little air in there. Thank you so much, Senator. And on behalf of our entire community, thank you for your instrumental role and our delegation in making Coleman a successful area and making today possible as well. Now, in the interest of time, we will not be able to recognize everyone, but there are a few people that we would like to recognize. The Hanceville Industrial Board, the City of Coleman's Industrial Board, the Coleman County Industrial Development Authority, the Coleman City Council, and the Hanceville City Council, and the County and City Economic Development Offices. At this time, I would like to ask Chairman Graves to come up to the podium, as well as Mayor Kenneth Nail and Mayor Max Townsend. And before Chairman Graves comes up, I just want to say, Coleman City and County are blessed to have the leaders dedicated to making our community enjoyable and prosperous. It makes it a great place, speaking for myself and I believe everyone in this room, to live and to raise a family. It is my honor to welcome Coleman County Chairman James Graves to the podium.
I was elected 4 years ago. One of the aims that I was striving to attain is to create a better working relationship between the county and the city. And I think we have succeeded at that very well, from protecting our water resources, building Duck River Dam, growing existing industry, getting new industry. We've worked together on it totally. And I think we both agree. What's good in Coleman County is good for the city and the municipalities. What's good in the city and that is good for the county. And we worked together on it, and I think have done a tremendous amount of good between all the entities that's in Coleman County. So speaking for Coleman County at this time frame, I would say to 0 RPM, welcome aboard. I think you're going to find us to be good neighbors, and we're going to be doing everything we possibly can to help you down the road. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much, Chairman Graves. Well, thank y'all so much for being here today. And Governor Bentley, back during April when I was talking to you every week on the landline during this tornado situation, the days was awful dark. There was a lot of days here that we worked dozens of hours. I mean, we would work 18, 20 hours a day. But the sun's out today. We're very excited about this announcement. We've got other announcements that I think will be taking place here in just a few days that we're very excited about. But appreciate what Governor Bentley has done for the city of Hanceville. We appreciate Wallace State, and I tell you, I just have to brag every place I go. I say, I'm the mayor of Hanceville, Alabama, and that's where Wallace State's at. And we're so proud of Wallace State, and it's a jewel of the college systems. And Governor, when you got extra money, please send it to Wallace State.
Governor, Senator, Mr. Representative, thank you for being here today. I would also like to thank the media. I see that we're getting some good media coverage here, and the governor said something that's very important. Not only do we want to create jobs, we want to maintain those that we have in existence. Dr. Halsey, thank you for having the courage to undertake this project, and thank 0 RPMs for bringing it to Wallace College. We in the United States of America, all we have to do is look back at our history. We've had entrepreneurs for generations. Think about Orville, and Wilbur Wright. Think about Thomas Edison with the electric light. And now think about 0 RPM. I see this, I hear police cars and highway patrol cars idling. We have city trucks that we have to keep idling. So I see this, I look at airports, I see a vision that this is going to be huge. And when Dale Greer first came to me and told me about it, my mind just spun out of control thinking about the usage of this technology. We are a nation and a state that must create the future, and this is what 0 RPM has done. Thank you to the staff, and thank you to all for attending today. Thank you.
Lance, how does it feel to be compared to the Wright brothers and Thomas Edison? I want your job. Thank you so much, Chairman Graves, Mayor Neal, and Mayor Townsend, for the efforts you're making in the county and the city to make us be the best that we can be. And we're coming to the closing of our announcement. I want you to look at your watches. We're getting out early. And so that's thanks to Peggy and Dale for making this streamlined. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank our City Economic Development team for putting together this announcement. Thank you to Dr. Halsey and to Wallace State for hosting this announcement and for making 0 RPM possible. To Lance and the 0 RPM leadership team, thank you again for choosing Coleman as your highway to success. And thanks to each of you for being here today. Our spirit of teamwork, partnership, and community continues to make us an attractive location for any business. Now, as Lance told us earlier, we would like to invite you guys out to take a first-hand look at the idle mitigation system. They are right in front of the Borough Center here, so I know they would love for you to stick around and check out firsthand what they have done. We are adjourned.